Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another glorious company here casting out. And it's this episode, we're going to be going up against a tournament level player, Treadz, from the Philippines. Got a good couple Philippine friends over there. But yeah, so I believe this is him, 46-minute fight. I believe the Steam servers are on maintenance right now, so it was not trying to give me my victory. I earned it. We're going to show you the replay. Use Rangers to lead the way on this fight. So, hooah, hooah, baby, hooah, as we say in the army. Steam card, this is him, his profile, I believe. This is Treadz based on the Code 2 streams, you know, all the important stuff, right? This is his profile, best 6 in the world at one point, USF Forces, best 4, DAK 52. He's had a couple matches in the past few days, so I was going to say rusty at one point, but, you know, 2 days ago with some solid matches against some high-level opponents here and there. You know, not too bad at all. And Miguel as well. So yeah, this is him. Let's go ahead and get this match started before this recording gets deleted and my dreams are dashed. Oh, pain. So what did I do? I went for a double scout opener into Ranger Company, and then we're going to go ahead and crap out a Jeep for our third unit. Now, you can vary between Jeep and Rifleman. I've been watching Stefan JF's replays, and, you know, solid guy. I've been trying to, you know, get more competitive in Dakota, and watching him and seeing how he uses Rangers, I kind of piggybacked off that idea a little bit, but I did it my own way. So we're going to use Hema meat shields to get the job done, ladies and gentlemen. There's no other way. So if we take our first scouts, we're going to go ahead and immediately connect that fuel, get that going. When our second scouts pops, we'll rotate to the munition point, and then we'll keep the push going onto the fuel point when the Jeep comes out, and just maintain that momentum. So Treadz did use the current best commander in the game, in my opinion, the Elite Forces battle group. So that's what makes this victory even sweeter. I apologize, I've got nieces and nephews over. You guys know the deal. So they're going to be squealing in the background, happy gas mask noises, all that good stuff. But yeah, that's what I did. Gonna scoot on over. So what are we worried about in the early game? Possible, you know, Kent and Crad could rush over here and try to cock block me, and that forces me into the house. You know, on top of that, always checking over here on the fuel. We don't want DAK to have any extra fuel, and they really can't have any extra fuel because at this point in the game, with that broken elite battle group commander, they get free heals on the move, so they don't need a medical, and they save about 20 fuel, which is painful to you because they can pump out a light vehicle even faster. So that's what we're always worried about. Jeep does not see anything around, so I'm going to be proactive and constantly scan for targets. I saw the Crad Schützen kind of skitter along and some debris right here, so he tells me he's nearby. I see my first squad. I'm going to go ahead and bring the Jeep around. Could be risky, but he doesn't hug the cover right away. He is trying to get in my face and walk around me, so we're going to hit the reverse key right away. Scouts are holding for the Crad Schützen possibility. Jeep takes heavy damage.
Rifleman ready.
Immediate back roll for that. We're going to take a Rifleman and be aggressive. So it took too much damage, but I don't want to pop the ability just yet because we don't have engineers out. I need the pushing power from the Rifleman. So we're going to have to be smart with our Jeep plays, and we need it on Veteran C1. As soon as it hits Veteran C1, it becomes a painful capping unit for him and a great capping unit for me. Scout's pushing up because he's not taking his munition point. Again, being proactive, getting behind the green cover. Jeep is opening up. He's behind yellow cover. It's at range. I feel confident with the Rifleman in support. And we're going to just hug him. Hug him at all times. Just walk up to him. He's suffered enough bleed, and this is a good engagement for us. Scouts are going to go ahead and continue to be proactive, but did not notice the Crad Schützen. And we can't stall. With this battle group commander, if you stall and wait for him to get his blob going, you're going to lose. GG, well played. So, Scout's opening up. Again, we didn't get the cap, but we delayed him. So, while he's sitting over there playing with his dick in his hand, we can go ahead and just get more stuff done in the background. Notice the engineer's pushing, bad for me. So, if I try to backtrack and stop him with the Scouts, he'll pop into the building, and it becomes a painful engagement for me. So, we're just going to use the Jeep to keep messing with him, and the Scouts and the Rifleman to continue pushing up and harassing his Crad Schützen. He's not paying attention while that's going down. So I'm attempting to get away from the Crad Schützen. It does get away, unfortunately, but don't worry about that.
Rifleman squad deployed.
Second squad of Riflemen, we're going to go ahead and push the +5 fuel. That's our advantageous fuel, and we need to get that back. There's green cover right here, and that's the name of the game. Engineers are bleeding. He does get the decap, but this is granting me veterancy. Another model drop is another veterancy gain, which is big for us. Boom, massive veterancy in the model drop. So this is going to help us get to our vet 1. We'll send the Scouts over a little bit. I should have been moving these, so I'm going to be showing you a bit of rust. We are taking his cutoff points, right? He took my 1 fuel. I'm going to go ahead and take 2 fuels from him, and this works out in our favor. Oh, sorry, 1 fuel for right now. We'll rotate back in the other one. I don't want the cap, and you're asking me why. While he's wasting time capping, I'm not being proactive and decapping is what I'm going with. So, again, we don't have to sit there and cap it. I would rather him just be cut off, and it works in our favor. Jeep's vet 1 now. We're going to go ahead and take that Jeep and start decapping the point. Rifleman will hug. I just need to get my head in my ass. Oh, Crad shoots him. So never mind. We're going to take our Jeep, focus on the Crad, Rifleman, focus on the Crad, and just get that bleed going. And he's not paying attention. Massive decaps. Third Rifleman on the field. Jeep should have been pushed up, but I wasn't trying to scare him away just yet. Boom, there it is. And we're going to win this engagement. Even though Riflemen get pushed back, this is in our favor. So with the Crad down, he's lost his ability to rapidly decap the map and consistently harass my points and get free information. And this is massive for us. While the Jeep is decapping, 27 seconds left on the cooldown. This is great. We're in a good place.
ISC upgrades.
Yeah, just slowly recapping, got a little bit of breath going. I was debating on taking medics. I said, nah, let's go ahead and get the infantry support center upgraded. You know, infantry support, I was using mechanized a lot more, but I had a great time with infantry support this match. So, Jeep is too low. We don't want to lose this engagement just yet. I'm just going to go ahead and back off. And 1 second left on the cooldown, we'll activate that self-repair. So map is in our favor. What are we worried about next? Most likely Asp Grenadiers or Assault Grenadiers in this game because they can bully you, they have great staying power. Riflemen coming up, have the high ground, focus the engineer. This is an annoying unit. Want to prevent the mines from coming back out into the field. That works in our favor. And we're going to use the Rifleman mine sweep. Even though we stopped that mine, I was worried about an additional mine popping out. Jeep is going to go ahead and again heal up. And we're pushing out. Rifleman holding around here because he could be coming out with a blob and we don't know just yet. Scouts. Buying time for the Jeep to glide on over, trying to get some model drops on him, or at least bleeds. Because we don't know what commander he has gone yet, so again, could be anything. We don't know if he's gone the best commander in the game with skirmish packages and free med bags at 30 munis that anybody could get, but that's just my opinion. Congratulations, Relic. I wish you the best on patch 2.5.0, because if you don't, you guys are going to have to find another job pretty soon. Wah, wah. So he's hugging the house. That told me he was nervous. I was like, okay, you're scared of me at this point, because if you're hugging the house and trying to prevent me from decapping your fuel and bleeding me at maximum potential, that means that you're not pushing around the map and harassing me. So with that unit stuck in the house, I can be a little bit more flexible. I'm holding the Rifleman. He could come back out at any time. Again, we don't know. I will eventually take the Jeep into Scout Commander. It helped me a ton this match. Now his blob's coming out into the field. And it will be blob together. We're going to have to counter blob each other. His blob's better than my blob, but Rangers at Vet 3 did help out a ton, but it required survival training. Again, best commander in the game. When they get the G43s and Vet 3, they have the most DPS out of anybody in the game, and it is very painful when they get Vet 3. Especially with the survivability bonuses. So yeah, it's going to be a little bit more of a serious casting, because I was trying to treat this match with respect. You know, I could meme, I'll make meme jokes, but yeah. Jeep got the cap, we know he's over here, so we're just going to continuously harass him, get veterancy on the Jeep, and this works in our favor. Max range harassment, a nice little chip of damage, and each little chip is going to allow us to, you know, get our blob together and hug him. I believe I packed the flanking maneuver on the Rifleman, so I can just run up to him, and they receive a considerable amount of less damage at 20%. Watching out for any dirty nades. Rifleman, unfortunately bugged. They were supposed to hug the green cover, but when I double-clicked the Rifleman, it counted that Rifleman all the way across the map, and I gave up a green cover position, which was very painful to me. You need to capitalize on any advantage with USF. I saw that. I said, I don't want any bleeds. I'm kind of late on the medical tech. Why did I not tech medical right away? I was assuming the flat calf track was coming onto the field. So I'll give him the pat on the back. The current meta is the flat calf track because it suppresses you anywhere and everywhere at all times. And on top of that, you have the 8 rad, which will decimate you with the chipping damage that usually stacks. I assumed that he only went 3 riflemen. He popped out 4. So this is hardcore. This is also a hardcore meta, the best meta in the game. Because when you get the DAK bonuses of reduce damage and squad leader, almost Terminator squad's unkillable. Keeping the Greyhound at max range, Scout should have got behind for green cover. Look at that massive damage in the first shot. Now they were a little bit low on health. We're going to get the Jeep in on this gangbang, put as much fire as we can into him, and just try to push him off the point, right? Worried about a dirty mine, we'll take the Scouts and move over. MG's setting up. We're going to go ahead and take the Jeep and the Greyhound, and again, gangbang him again, maximum damage, max bleeds. Jeep's going to take some MG damage. I should have pushed the Greyhound up, but I was worried about an AT gun, and I would rather the Jeep go down than my Greyhound. So, moving the blob over, looking good. Gotta scoot a little bit closer to the mic. So yeah, we're just going to go ahead and face check his MG. I saw something in the background. It popped up as a vehicle, so I was assuming either an AT gun or a Panic Martyr. It was an AT gun. We'll find that out momentarily. Boom! Big shot from the AT gun. Down a third to health. We're going to have to go ahead and back out. Well played to him. Taking our massive blob because he had a blob. I'm at the blob v blob kind of thing.
Enemy forces are
No need for
converging on a
tactical
fuel
spacing
point.
on Blob of Heroes 3. Why would you tactically space when you know his units are better in every way? And if you don't do what he's doing, you're in big trouble. What are we going for? We're just trying to bleed him. I would rather bleed him at this point. So, boom, model drop, massive bleeds, good stuff. An additional model drop. This is very painful for him. Great for us. We're going to go ahead and take
Engineers
our
on the
blob.
field.
Rotate, Jeep in the backup. Bring the scouts over to get the decap, excuse me, and
Lost
engineers as
control
well.
of a sector.
I want to get a dirty wipe on him. Could be a possibility. There is enough, you know, blob mass force multipliers with the Greyhound trying to come in for the gangbang, and I'm chasing him down. No model drops yet, and that tells me we're not going to be able to get a wipe, unfortunately. But his unit was very healthy, and it was a good call from him to back off. He does decap me, but because the Jeep is going to recap for me, I can take the scouts and go after his field points up top, which is awesome for me, bad for him. Moving the officer and scouts on over. Blob is together. We have to be careful. 1MG will suppress me, and I do take the bait, get suppressed. Bad move on my part. I could have walked out, but I assumed that there was another squad coming nearby. Scouts are decapping. We're doing what we can. So it was very heavy on the manpower bleed for him. And I was just continuously trying to harass his muni points, just cut him off. AT gun out of position. I'm going to go ahead and try to run that down. You know, Zerg it. He is going to scoot away, so Captain should have been behind cover. But with the AT gun separated, I've kept a gap between it. We can move our Greyhound in. I could face hog him if I want to, but we're worried about an additional squad into snare. Jeep is opening up on the engineers. Again, I can cock block the point. I'm blocking it and bleeding him, which works in my favor. Jeep at 2. No, nice little weapon accuracy bonus, which is great to have. And I'm also using the radar to consistently scout. So on this map, a lot of people like to run here through with tanks, so I'm putting a mine down just to be cautious. Also, when the Jeep's on radar, be very careful, because every time it pulses, he can see that. Scout setting up. I said, okay, it could be a wipe. He could be zerging. I saw that massive blob onto the field. I said, okay, it's trying to get out. No need to lose the scout squad. And they do bleed heavily over time, so it's great for us. Greyhound's ass is showing, unacceptable. Again, getting our mass out of base, healing up, making sure we're not getting unnecessary model drops. MG is set up, but with the Greyhound opening up on him, and he's on no cover positions. This is our game. So I noticed that he has a squad over here. I'm going to take the Greyhound and try to get his 250 knocked out of the game. 1 less 250 is a benefit for us at this point. He does eject the crew. I said, okay, well, even though we're not going to get it, we do have the Greyhound that is going to go ahead and get the raid package, and we're going to try to cock block the point. I was a little bit late, but it's better than nothing. Engineers capping. And I'm going to pass off the cap and move the rifleman up to continuously harass his muni points, right? Because we don't want him to have munis. We don't want him to have anything. And I noticed that his blob is out. I said, okay, I did go Rangers at this point. But with a triple blob, Rangers, doesn't matter if you have Rangers. I see so many posts. Rangers are scary. Dude, any blob can kill a Ranger. You're a liar. The amount of posts I've seen, Rangers are so scary. You're lying. You're lying. You just can't melt my unit like you want to. You're lying, you Axis Scourge. So with this triple blob out, we're going to have to try to either piecemeal together or back off and get behind green cover. Green cover is green cover, so use it to our advantage, get our scouts going. You know, it could be, you know, a squad of injured, excuse me.
4x4 has been knocked out.
Jeep is knocked out. Unfortunately, our pack does get me, and the radar gave it away. So with the Jeep loss, it's pretty massive, because it was harassing him continuously and allowing for spotting across the map. I assumed that he only had 1 AT gun at this point, but with that, there's the second vision pops. There's 2, so we know what's up. We're going to take 1 scout and decap, and the officer is going to go ahead and rotate to the left. Moving the engineers out, we're going to have to get the Greyhound, you know, full health. We can face check 1 snare, but when the DAK increases on vet 3, the snare damage increases as well, so it can intricate your vehicle or borderline knock it out. We're going to keep the Greyhound defensive, though. So DAK's coming back in the field. Captain's hiding behind medium cover versus his green cover. We're going to lose this fight. We're just attempting to delay as much as possible. His blob is beginning to separate, so I'm going to feel a little bit confident and push my Rangers up. Captain is getting very low. Again, very squishy unit. Got to be cautious. Only 285 health. Less than an engineer squad, you know, because they had a nerf the captain. Captain OP, right? So Ranger's going to go ahead and face hug him. He's down on 4 models. Ranger's at full health, but he can bleed you heavily. It's going to force his retreat. Scouts are digging in at max range. Now there's no cover. I assume there's cover right here that's on me. But he's not in any cover because cover's directional, so 50-50 fight. But we will lose it. So I'm going to back off. No need to lose any models. We're doing good on the manpower because I was able to transfer into a Ranger squad. It's just we have to be careful at this point. At 13 minutes, possible tank coming out into the field. That's why I did an immediate rush. into tank depot. I said, okay, we never tech riflemen with bars. We felt confident. I eat my own mine. This is so dumb. I should have got off my own mine because I could have possibly chased him down the retreat. Rangers setting up. I was going to go for a dirty nade, but an MG setup prevents that. You see that model twist and rotate. I said, okay, I'm going to go ahead and face hug his MG. If the packs do set up, we have an emergency route out of there. And I just said, okay, he has to be out of position. I felt like he was recapping all his points on the left side. We can confirm that real quick. Oh no, his AT guns were back at base. Okay. So I assume the AT guns were the left, they're on the right, which is even better for me. I'm gonna back up. Again, we can't face check the snare. If I get snared, those AT guns will burn me down through the cover. And no unnecessary losses. Rangers healing up. We're getting everything back at a base. Moving riflemen over. Even though they're not combat effective, they're effective enough to put pressure onto him. And if that unit would have took in the house, I would have rushed the Greyhound over here and face checked him.
Territory sector claim. Enemy movement.
So, backing off, looking good. Everything's perfectly fine in my little world. We know that he's really over here. He's kept his AT guns together at this point, so we're just going to put pressure on this fuel point, right? We're not going to face check it because there could be a possible dirty mine from DAK. The one-tap mines that cost about 40 munis and can knock it a Greyhound one hit. So we're going to allow our scouts to cap and keep our Greyhound harassing him. Wherever his main force is, keep the Greyhound away from it. No need to find out. We know the AT guns are together. He's not microing them like you would expect. So if you're not going to put the micro into the AT guns, I can just whip away from them at all times. Captain max range, it's a bad engagement. Those G43s popped. I said, okay, this is going to be a really bad match for me because he could be going the Tiger route, which is the best Tiger in the game with the Vet 4. And with Tigers in Company of Heroes 3, you don't even have to do good with them. You just take damage and you get massive veterancy. So if you shoot it with a 17 pounder like 6 times, it'll get free veterancy too. And I disagree with that choice. I think that's a really dumb decision, but that's Relic Studios for you. They don't know what they're doing. And you can look it up. I had a match. I watched the entire footage, and I shot the thing 6 times the 17 pounder, and it was able to get vet 2. Why are Tigers scary? At veterancy 3, they get 100% accuracy. He does not go Tiger though. Just giving you a little FYI. In what world should any unit have 100% accuracy? You're insane. Rifleman holding the house. We're trying to delay while we get the repairs going because we think the AT guns are over here. We no longer have our Jeep, so we don't know what's up. And if we do run into him, I need to be able to survive at least 2 shots. So we're going to be cautious. You know, we're going to hold the flanking route right here, get some back shots into him, no cover. First Panzer III does pop out into the field, so that tells me we're going to go ahead and tech into Hellcat. I think Hellcats are not great, but they're more reliable than a Sherman. We realize that he has 2 AT guns, and we're going to have to use range at this point to have a chance. Captain was going to take the building with that massive shot and said it's not worth it. So most DAK players, they're going to hug you with their Panzer III because Panzer IIIs are great at killing infantry. You don't need any upgrades for it to be great.
They've captured a victory point.
And with the Panzer III route, that told me he was going to go armored skirts, which makes those things a little bit harder to kill. Let me read that ability real quick. Yeah.
Enemy forces have captured a victory point.
Increased health and side armor, so you get a double whammy. You get health and side armor. Let's see, effectively increase side armor by yeah, health by 25%. That's massive. Porter. That's a munition upgrade. For the USF to get a 25% increase in armor, you're looking at 25 fuel. There's no... Oh, sorry, 15 fuel for that upgrade. My bad. I thought it was a munition. I'm wrong. So 15 fuel significantly cheaper than 25. So with this tank running me down, I was like, okay, we're going to have to put pressure onto him, at least chase him away with the Hellcat. AT guns are set up to counteract me, so he's trying to bait me in. Rangers activated the sprint ability with the officer. Unfortunately, they get suppressed. It used to be a really good ability. I understand why. I was trying to run at his MG and throw a nade, but it did not work. So, you know, bad on my part. I didn't realize how nerfed they made the ability. Moving up with the engineers, I'm going to go ahead and get the repairs going. Scouts are capping.
Enemy holds all victory points.
And, yeah, Rangers got to heal up. We don't want to lose any models because they're just too expensive at this point. I was holding off on teching Advanced Logistics or Survival Company. I said I probably need another Hellcat. With 1 Panzer III, there's always going to be 2 to 3 to 4 Panzer IIIs. Once they hit critical mass, you're out of the game. And with this guy's med bags, every time I don't drop a model, he's back into the fight. And that's what makes it the best commander in the game, because he could walk away from this engagement, and I'm in trouble. I'm consistently listening for Panzer IIIs in the background. I have to turn down my audio, but during this match, if you see me whip out, I'm hearing the Panzer III move, gliding along the ground, hunting my flesh. Oh, I also want artillery radio beacons. This was the best thing in the game. Why is it amazing? I had to make him move, and when he's moving, he's having less accuracy on the mate. And while I'm peppering him down, and I'm not moving, so I get more accuracy. I'm consistently on the lookout for any DAK nades. But because I've done a great job harassing his mini points in the early game, I'm assuming it was just not working out for him. Hellcat opens up, big penetrating shot, drops it to about like what, 7/8 of health. So any penetration is good for me. I want to get this thing vetted up. Veterancy on the Hellcat is a bit ridiculous at 1800. Takes forever. Activating combined assault or infantry assault. I'm just gonna face check his MG. While these guys are suppressed, I pop the flanking maneuver with the captain, and I'm gonna burn down his MG. I get the cap on it. Rangers are healthy, so I'm gonna run on out. No big deal. Hellcat's gonna go ahead and push up and support. And that is massive for us. Massive, massive, massive. With that MG stolen, I can pin him down, and it's beautiful. It's beautiful. It's fantastic. Fantastic in every way. I wouldn't have done a flanking maneuver better than myself. And with the flanking maneuver, my goal is to decap his muni, but I'm trying to separate his AT guns, get a rough idea, put pressure into his engineers. He's not paying attention, so he's dropping models heavy. This could be a wipe. Just get away. But yeah, my goal is to push his AT guns back. 2nd Panzer III onto the field, so that tells me an additional Hellcat needs to be made. Opening up, and again, this beacon coming in clutch. Every time his AT guns get close, or there's a hint of him on the map, it opens up automatically. I do think that the beacons are pretty busted, but I needed something busted to fight his bust. So, the busing for the fatherland, yeah. I'm going in. Lose the captain, unfortunately. Big no-no. I lost flanking maneuvers. This is tragic. Won't be able to rebuild it. Flanking maneuvers did his job. I pushed him off the point. I am bleeding heavily. GG is approaching, but we do have it up on the kills. I'm going to keep these guys monitoring a beacon. I'd rather that beacon fire every 5 seconds with the monitor. Yeah, 15 seconds. I'm sorry, every 15 seconds. With that beacon harassing him, he's going to be forced to look for it. And, it does suck on losing the scout's ability to walk around, but it's better than nothing. He decapped my points. I'm moving the Greyhound on over
We have anti-tank
to make sure he's not getting any fuel income from that. Double Panzer IIIs, like I said, when there's 1, there's 2, and there's 2, there's 3, and there's 3, there's 4. If they get critical mass, it's usually well played. He's killing on the move, rifleman pushing up, giving me vision. Hellcat is stationary, so allows for additional range. Can't push too deep. AT guns. My stolen MG. MG34 is amazing. You're never gonna tell me it's not amazing. Look at that instant suppression. Oh, but MG34 is bad. No, you just put it in a bad spot. MG34s are great. I like MG34s. I'm gonna continuously decap his point. You're never going to tell me they're not great. I instantly suppress them. I made an AT gun to backtrack. I guess I made an AT gun. I was going to make an additional Hellcat, but I made the AT gun to... What's it called? He has 2 ATs pushed together. If I dive with the Hellcats, and he catches me off 1 time, and he puts 2 shots into my Hellcat, it's at half health, and it's going to need 2 more shots from the P3s that fire incredibly fast to knock it out. So the AT gun's going to be my buffer. He's not separating his unit, so this lane is mine to control. Right, Ranger's pushing up. I notice that he's leaning on the right side. I can hear his tanks pushing over. He's looking for my spotting beacon.
Enemy movement near a victory point.
I don't like it. You can hear it right now. It's a faint little growl of the tank. There it is.
The sector's been overrun. It's theirs now.
So he's going to go ahead and back off. I assume that he's pushing over here too. I can hear the tank rolling out. Rangers are pushing in. They're not vetted up, so they're not getting any veterancy 1 bonuses. Hellcat opening up, about to call it Jackson. He does find my beacon, so this is bad for me. Got to chase him off. Rangers at max range will lose every time. Again, best DPS unit in the game, so it doesn't matter if I have Rangers, they will burn me. I do take a nasty snare. I don't like it. 250 mobile on the left side of the map. I'm going to let the scouts continuously cap. Again, best MG in the game, opening up on them. Rifle nades do take me out. This is a silly mistake on my part. I should have hit the retreat button. I assumed that I could pick it back up because I thought he was going to try to grab it. He does not. So, best MG in the game. I mess up. I let him rifle nade me. Very, very bad. We are getting ready for another infantry assault. We just need him off the BPs at this point. I'm just kind of holding off on when to pick it. So, here's Panzer III again, moving up the Hellcat. AT guns are covering the left side. Getting some nice damage with the Hellcat. Hopefully getting more volley. Boom, big volley, dropping down to 50% health. This is awesome. AT guns are setting up. I said, okay, infantry assault time. Because his AT guns are set up, we can force him back to base. So I'm going to put it right around there with the infantry assault this time. His main force is over there, so I'm feeling comfortable with scooting up my scouts. He could be over here, but I know there's 1 squad lurking. But it's our time to push. Engineers are opening up, scouts in the background, infantry assault, zerging on in. I do see him. I said, okay, we have to back out. We've lost this engagement. There's nothing I can do, and I'm not going to risk it. We need every bit of muni to zerg rush onto the field. Enemy Axis players hate this ability. Want to find out more? Oh, man. So, what was my goal? I was assuming his base could be leaking out, and it was a bit of a bonus for me. Because I had this happen to me with this infantry assault. If you build your base accordingly, I can go ahead and smack it. And I said, okay, second Hellcat onto the field. I see an opportunity. We're going to go ahead and push together. We are getting a little bit suppressed. Rangers are pushing up again. If he comes out and attacks me with these Rangers, I can go ahead and burst him with the Hellcat. Second Hellcat coming. Third Panzer III onto the field. It attacks the closest unit. You know, these mindless blobs will attack the closest unit, so his tank getting closer is bad. Also, these units are trying to repair on the move. He will back off. Hellcat's opening up on the base. Boom, boom. I feel comfortable. I thought there was 3 Panzer IIIs at this point, but there was only 2. And while he's repairing and my blob is covering my flanks, we're A-okay. We will check into survival training or less, just advanced logistics next. Just don't know yet. AT gun opening up. I'm gonna go ahead and back out. I do lose the Hellcat, so that just forced a delay in my tech. But this is what I'm talking about. You hold still for 1 second, you get 1 volley from those AT guns, kiss your Hellcat goodbye. The pathing does fuck me a little bit, but that's A-okay. But we get his base in return. I feel like that's a massive trade either way. Support AT gun, keeping him back, so even if he does dive me, we're A-okay. Moving the Rangers on over. I assumed his unit was here somewhere. He could have retreated it. And then I checked the VP, and I'm like, oh, he's gotten behind my back. We need to clear him off. He's going for a GG VP bleed. He doesn't want to mess around with me, and his tanks are half health. So it's giving me a good indication that we have a chance.
Reports of enemy movement.
If you're getting desperate and your P3s are not fully healed up, that gives me an opportunity to zip back on him. I do want to check what he teched, though.
Victory point under enemy control.
Emergency repair kits. His tanks are repairing the move. Oh, okay. I knocked at his building, so we'll never know. That's funny. Oh, yeah, that's funny. I mean, I could watch the recording. Do take a snare.
You have available command points.
Rangers recapping. We need to make sure the VP stop bleeding. He can knock me out. We're basically dead even on the kills.
The battle is in our favor.
His units are just going to bleed my scouts. This is stupid on my part, but I do see his AT guns. I'm getting ready for another infantry assault. We have a good hold on the munitions at this point in the game. And this is the only reason why I won, because of the infantry assault ability, in my opinion. I was able to zerg him onto the field, Greyhound opening up, AT gun backing out, he wants to kill the gun. So it allows my Greyhound to, you know, open up. We'll bring the AT gun back up momentarily.
We have a Hellcat reporting for duty.
Hellcat, ready to go, and then we can go ahead and start finally teching into advanced logistics, because these Rangers are becoming costly, and they're just not giving me anything. They're only on 3 kills. So Rangers OP, right? You could move them cover to cover. There's no cover on this map. There's no hope.
Victory point. We're losing it.
Oh, I see these WAT guns. I could have messed up. He would have set up. He would have easily hit me. So backing off the Hellcat. We're listening in the background for the tanks.
They've captured a victory point.
At all times. There it is. And I see the stuff getting moved. So I'm like, okay, if your tanks are over there, we have a little bit of breathing room. The next time he comes out into the field with his massive blob, we're going to go ahead and counter blob him with the infantry assault ability. And yeah. The second squad of Rangers was not a good call on my part. I should have probably went Rifleman tech into bars, but I will tech into bars. It's going to be a very late bar tech for me. We're just kind of using the Rangers to try to bully him and hug him. With the captain loss, I can't Zerg rush onto him, you know, getting that plus 20% defensive bonus. And it does hurt a lot. Now we're pushing him back. We're not going to commit just yet, because that was only a little bit of his army, not the whole shebang. And I just don't want to waste 150 munitions. 150 munitions, even with the 41 muni gain, is awesome.
Point is no longer
it's just not working out. I do typically put control group 1 of my tanker AT guns. I just didn't do that this time, so it does end up costing me. Moving it on over, Rangers are outclassed. I said, okay, no model drops at this point. We can't afford it. We really need to get advanced logistics.
Mass infantry assault initiated.
Now his blob has committed. I said, okay, it's time to rock this. It's time to rock this party. We got to get this knocked out. We got to push him back. We got to stop the bleed again. We can lose at any time. This guy's a high level co-player, tournament level player. We're not going to do that. Not going to do that. We're not Z-bussing. So I see something knocked over. I said, okay, you're swinging over to the left. Riflemen just want the cap for those extra munis, pushing it over. You know, he's pushing back. I said, okay, this doesn't work out too great. This is a bit of a waste on my part. I was hoping that he was going to commit and try to hold the line. But, you know, he's slingshotting back. So this is how you can just mess up the ability and dodge it. And he did a great job. He completely dodged it. It wasted my 150 munis. These abilities are not cheap.
They pushed us off a sector.
So yeah, moving over to the Greyhound, getting a decap, so we're multitasking, right? We're getting the decap on the VP, I'm harassing his unit, Riflemen are a little bit cheaper than his units. Advanced logistics, we can't afford it at this point. The units are doing a great job. They've just gone too deep into his base. That's a 3rd Panzer III. So the benefit of me, you know, face checking his base is I go, oh shit, you've got a 3rd Panzer III. This is bad. Double Hellcats opening up. We get a nice juicy shot. Not pushing too deep because double AT guns are set up. There it is. As soon as you get one tap or double tapped, you're half health and you're basically out of the game.
One of our munitions points is being
So,
neutralized.
take a double tap. Bad for me because I have to heal up. He is scouting with his units, and I'm like, oh, crap. He's going to rotate those AT guns if I don't move. So, back up the Hellcats even further.
Territory lost.
Rangers are really letting me down on 4 kills. They're just not doing it. You know, 8 kills. I'm a bit disappointed. I'm not wasting any of the minis on the upgrades. I don't want the upgrades. I need every infantry assault to push him away. I just need him to go away. AT gun's doing a great job. 2 taps, open up, get a nice little veterancy on it.
Advanced logistics will
He's,
reduce the cost
again,
of
going for the knockout
reinforcing our
bleed.
forces.
We will set up more beacons in the future. I was kind of slacking on it because at this point I had no
A victory point is under attack.
I had no
We must
manpower.
act.
I do upgrade advanced logistics.
We've lost a
Finally,
territory sector.
this does slowly get me into the game, and then I will tech into survival training because we need these rangers to be
taken our
beefier. They're
victory
just
point.
not doing the job. Without the veterancy 1
Down
bonus,
200 points.
just not doing a good job. Moving the Greyhound over, I said, okay, risky, because we don't know what's over here. Could be a tank. Snare squad in the background. I'm going to go ahead and focus with him and the
Enemy have
scouts in
taken territory from
combination.
us.
We're not going to face check, because if I get face check, he could walk on over and snare me. Putting shots into him. Great bleed. I do hear a tank over. Now, with this ability pop, that tells me his tanks are pushing. 1 tank is getting reconnaissance. He gets a little bit of a bonus tactical pause. Where is it? Friendly vehicles gain 7.5 range and 20% accuracy. So he's getting ready for a Zerg push, that's what told me was going on, and I said, okay, that ability hurts. I do face check the snare. Massive damage because of that 3 snare, and I forgot about that, and I was like, okay, this is bad. He's coming on over the hills of Dover, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to bring the Greyhound forward. I said, don't kill me, don't kill me, don't kill me, don't kill me, don't kill me. Hellcats in the background, AT gun moving over support. This is bad for me. I took too much damage. Moving the Greyhound over again, get a nice little rear pin onto him. Hellcats are stabilized, getting a little bit of additional range. Rangers are holding the line. I'm going to ignore them. I'm keeping track on the bottom. It's on the bottom and the replays. It's on the top. I was watching this the whole time. It does get down to 2, and I call the retreat. Hellcat's getting knocked out. Got to back up. I do zip away. I was hoping he was going to keep zerging onto my mine. Lose a Hellcat. Gain 2 Panzer IIIs. Massive. Rangers are low. We'll retreat them momentarily. There's the retreat on the Rangers, and then Hellcat can go ahead and be aggressive, right? I have more health. He gets a big miss, and this is my opportunity. HVAP is online. Greyhound does survive, and this tells me he is out of the game, boys! Oh, yeah! With 3 Panzer IIIs down, we have a little bit more pushing room, but not too much. His entire army is still alive. He can remake the Panzer IIIs. Greyhound could go ahead and decap, and we're going to start killing these wrecks, right? He could revive these Panzer IIIs with these dirty little Zeeg abilities. I don't like it. I don't want it. 20% rate of fire. We're killing the wrecks. I am going to go ahead and face check with the mines. I know he's been putting some mines everywhere. Well played for him. Beacon again opening up, forcing him to rotate. Rangers moving on in. We'll tech into another Hellcat eventually. I was just kind of debating. There's the Panzer III being remade. Oh no! It's over! Whoa, that was a body flying. It's over for the DAK! I keep seeing posts. Nice little nade from him to dodge it. Now, Rangers backing out. I said, okay, no, not worth the manpower bleeds. Can't afford it. It's over for the DAK. You're full of crap. This is the best commander in the game.
Further training.
DAK win rates are pretty high right now. Axis win rates overall are pretty high. I saw a 1,000 elo player saying it's hard to play Axis, and I was like, you kidding me, right? The win rates, especially amongst the high elos, are insane. It's free win city for the Axis players, baby. Killing the wreck. Never leave a wreck alive. DAK. Oh, I bounce off the Zeeg wreck. Huh. Hey, Relic, how much millimeters of armor does a pile of scrap metal have? Kills my beacon again. Very bad for me. Rangers are great in close range, but I gotta back out. Survival training kicking in. I can be a little bit more aggressive with the Rangers. They have 750 health now. They jumped from 680 to 750 if I got that right. So big win for me. I'm gonna let him shoot my scouts. I said, okay, no big deal. We can Zerg with the Rangers. We're getting our munitions back.
Victory point is falling.
Rifleman decapping. Always listening for a tank. I hear it. It's going for my rifleman, so I'm like, okay, we're gonna get the decap. I should have gotten behind the green cupboard. Greyhounds getting the dirty caps. I was backing it off. I was trying to get the repairs. I need to make sure this unit's in the game. 21 kills, and plus the consistent harassing and decapping of points is amazing. So, I'm going to lose this fight. I'm just trying to delay as much as possible. He was going to put a rifle grenade on me.
Check the line. Capture point
There
under
it is.
attack.
Grenade move. So, he was about to pop it, and he cancels, and that could have been devastating, right? But I had enough models to walk away at the same time, so it would have dropped it to one model at least. Rangers scooting out. Without the captain, the mobility of the Rangers is sorely felt. These guys are
Defend
slow
our
boys.
victory point. We're losing it.
Slow boys. Even though they have some of the best cardio in the world, the Ranger training for the U.S. military is insane. They starved the little guys. I feel bad for them. So 250 onto the field. I'm like, okay, I don't like it, but it's not veteran C3, so no big deal. Scouts are just kind of giving me vision. I'm trying to get the Rangers over there. I was going to toss a nade onto him, but I just kind of missed the opportunity.
Enemy movement.
Cancel.
Your
Moving the
victory
Rangers
point.
over to the right side of the bully. I'm like, okay, we're getting to the point where I have to call in another ability to force him off. Hellcat in the background, Greyhound's kind of doing its thing. I'm trying to get a feel of what's going on. I assumed another Panzer III was out into the field by now. I don't know his manpower. I just know that he was starting to hurt with the loss of the 3 Panzer IIIs. And Rangers are just gonna try to face hug him. We do have the increased survival training, right? But with the green shells, I'm like, okay, teched into armor piercing, which does do increased damage to infantry. If I got that right, we're just not gonna take it. I do put a mine around here, I believe, but can't remember. Or maybe that was in my other match. So I moved the Greyhound over. I know his double AT guns are together, but the Greyhound's plus 80 health on Vet 3, so we can take a double shot from him. Rifleman trying to fight. Where's my bar tech? Teching bars now. I go, okay, we can't make a third Ranger. We need bars, and I did not realize that the Rangers get free bars, which does increase their range, and this helps me out a ton. Engineers getting attacked. I'm like, okay, we just need to cover our VP at least. 173. We need to wait for another mass commitment from this guy, and we can go ahead and try to push him out again. Now, while we're delaying, you know, his units are veteran C3. The KD ratio is shifting into his favor. He's going to have all the advantage in the world, and the more tanks that come out into the field, the worse it gets for me. Using my additional 50 manpower again to get this beacon, going to go ahead and monitor it at the same time. I need him to go away.
Captured a victory point.
So with this cap happening, I'm like, okay, he's going ready for another push. The plane's online. Now, the plane does hurt him because every time I see this rotate over, I know where he's going, and I can use that to my advantage, and that's exactly what I do. Infantry assault onto the field. I go, okay, if you're rotating left, I'm going to infantry assault down here. I just want to push you away again. Rifleman pushing up. Again, with the bars online, Riflemen are doing the damage. AT guns in position. I said, okay, you're swinging back onto me. There it is. Greyhound scooting on over. Scouts are just kind of spotting for me at this point. Nice shot with the Greyhound. Big shot. 100 points. This is do or die time, ladies and gentlemen. He's going to knock me out of this game if I don't unfuck myself. And that's exactly what we're going for. We're going to try to unfuck the situation. Greyhound gets a nice little decap. We're going to go ahead and get the decap on the right side VP. Rangers should have been moving. I'm being a little bit stagnant here. AT gun scooting up. I go, okay. Your ability's offline. Scouts are just going to go ahead and decap. I'm covering at all times. You know, my blob, semi-successful. I should have killed my Hellcat wreck. I don't know what I'm doing here. Stupid on my part. I should have killed this. But yeah, we're rotating on over. Feeling confident. The blob's going to get some nice chunks into him. I'm trying to go for as many model drops as I can. We do have our counter blob. I'm sorry, our infantry survival. The infantry assault blob. I was hoping to get a kill on him. There we go. Jeez Louise. Greyhound getting the decap. Rifleman scooting on over the hills of Dover. You know, I was hoping to get a wipe. Any wipe on that would have probably knocked him out, but no wipe just yet. Move the Greyhound up. I'm trying to kill the 250. I see a tank getting, you know, pushing over. I'm like, okay, can't commit. I'm going to go ahead and open up the Greyhound. You know, Hellcat's in the background. Second Hellcat being made. Riflemen are hugging the bushes. What am I doing? I'm just trying to... The only way I'm going to win is if I get into close range at this point. And he's going to force him into an attack round, so that's why I'm hugging the bushes. I'm like, okay. I do eat a mine. Very bad on my part, forces my retreat. But, again, the hugging the bush strategy is working. I am winning these engagements.
Enemy has 300 points
Riflemen do their best DPS at close range, and that's what I'm relying on at this point. Hellcat moving over, AT gun set up in support. I see the AT guns from him out of position, so I'm going to open up with the Hellcat, trying to get some new juicy knockout blows into it. Boom! Knock it out. I do lose a squad of rifles, bad on my part, but we gain a Panzer III, push it back. Rifleman opening up on the AT guns, forcing him out of position. I'm trying to back off the AT gun. Engineer should be doing something, and he's trying to snare me at the same time. Oh, that's a mouthful. putting max shots
Commander,
into the
our
AT gun.
anti-tank
We need to get rid of the
defenses are
veterancy, and if we do that, it's a win for us. It hurts his manpower income. Moving the Greyhound over with one AT gun knocked out, I felt confident in the push. I'll probably swing the Greyhound down south. Yeah, there it is.
Enemy
Rangers
movement
getting
near
low.
victory
We're just trying to keep
point.
him away from the AT gun while the Hellcat sets up, kills the wreck, and tries to kill the AT guns. There's a swing from the Greyhound.
Another infantry assault is ready at the rear.
Another infantry
Give the
assault
word.
ready. We will get the wipe on this, I
Victory
believe.
point has
He
fallen
does
into
get the
enemy
nuclear in the
control.
AT gun. And I'm like, crap, but we do pick up one of his Vet 3 DAK Terminator squads. Setting up my beacon behind the bush. I'm like, okay, the bush strategy worked out great, so we're just going to use the bush to our advantage and get more monitor beacons online. And as long as this continuously cranks out and harasses him and forces him to reposition, it works out for us. He does fire a nade. This could have wiped me. But luckily, it was a little bit off. So, I use it to my advantage. Unfortunately, beacon's knocked out. Don't worry, folks. With only 50 manpower, we'll keep putting up the beacon again and again and again and again. I am face-checking with Rangers, but hey, at least... Well, he's got a lot of munitions. Holy crap. He could have put mines down for eternity if he wanted to. Rangers face check the mine, got to back off. Drop 2 models, very unfortunate, because these models are very expensive on the Rangers. Riflemen are expensive as well. I think that they're one of the most expensive mainline infantry at this point.
A victory point is under attack. We
So,
must act.
monitor beacon online. Again, as long as I'm forcing him to tiptoe around the point, I'm a happy camper. Scout's getting pushed off. Greyhound's going to have to go for the
Victory
desperate
point
decap.
now under
I
enemy
do hear the
control.
tank in the background, so this is a very risky play, but we have no other choice at this point in the game. 78 points in the VP bleed. Rangers pushing out. 150 munitions. We're going to wait for him to commit again and dive in. He does try to put a nade onto me. I said, okay, I can just walk away. Rangers are 15 kills.
We have
That bar
75
tech does
points
make a
remaining.
massive difference, so I'm going to need to remember that. But yeah, you know, Veteran C2 harder to kill, but they're just getting bled. And double model drop.
Mass
I'm like, okay.
infantry assault initiated.
Mass infantry assault. I said, okay, he committed over here. The AT guns are most likely over there, and just kind of moving the Hellcat over. I'm listening for his tanks. I assume there's 2 tanks, so it was only 1. Rangers are going to have to back out. We don't want any
Force
model
of enemy
drops.
movement
Every
near our
model
victory
drop, man.
point.
36 manpower. Super expensive. I'm just kind of kiting them away at this point. My Hellcats are being stagnant. I
have
should have
taken
been
our
pushing
victory
up, but
point.
AT guns are finally out of position, so this Zerg blob is going to come to an effect. Rangers are focusing down on the units. But yeah, this is massive for us. I'm like, okay, your AT guns have finally committed into one place. I can go ahead and try to push back up, get you off the VP. Greyhound on the left side of the map.
Get the wounded out of there. Down to only 50 points.
A-okay, 48 points. This is his match in every single way. He has time to bleed. So even though we're kind of barely making it because he's getting the advantage, but we knocked out one of his units, and I know for a fact that it's going to hurt him on the reinforce, or excuse me. What I mean to say, it's going to hurt him on trying to get back into the game. He's lost a squad. He either has to purchase the squad or retech that building that I knocked out in the early game, right? And he never rebuilt it, so he can't build standard infantry, and it forces him to rely on the squads that he currently has. And with that happening, which is awesome, I assume that he remade the building. But it's keeping another Panzer III off the field, right? He could go Tiger. Tiger would be very devastating to me. I think that if he went Tiger, I would have been knocked out in the game. Because, again, Veteran C3 with the Tiger is 100% accuracy. You can get it by taking damage. That is so dumb. That encourages bad play. So, resetting my beacon.
Enemy at 250
Again,
points.
Blob is kind of keeping him back. He's waiting for the cooldown to go away. He's healing back up. I said, okay, every time he attacks me, I'm going to hug the bushes, hug the corners, let the Rangers do what they got to do, monitor beacon online with the Hellcats in support, and Greyhound's just going to keep decapping his muni, right? I don't want any mines from him, and I need as much muni as possible for the
105
next
howitzers
infantry
are now
assault.
available in the field.
Rangers pushing up. We've got 19 kills. That bar tech man actually came in clutch. I'm not paying for a weapon crate. 90 munitions when I could get a rent a blob. Not doing it. So he's out into the field, but because we have the cover and the monitor beacons online, it's just going to force him to rotate out. He has to back away from me, and this works out in my favor. Hellcat in position. We do have a little bit of extended range with the stationary ability. It won't get the extra range. Barely any range. No accuracy. Oh, it doesn't get any extra range. Alive. I noticed the 250's over there. I'm going to go ahead and bring the engineers on over. I'm going to kill the 250 mobile. I need that gone because with the Panic Aspirin squad, if he continuously links up the 250 and gets the Veteran C1 bonus, he can face check me on my Rangers.
200 points.
250's got to go. I said, okay, you're most likely stuck, and that's exactly what happened. I saw a little twig get knocked over. I'm like, you're stuck. There's no way you're getting through that wall. It's time to get rid of you. So Askrins were a panic buy-in. I'm like, okay, either you got a Panzer IV with the Askren squad, And then I was like, no, there's the 250, so that means that you just panicked and got the 250 with the free aspirin squad. You just want me out of the game. Rangers are going to go ahead and eat a stun nade. Stun nades do good damage. If it was a regular rifle squad, it would have been more painful. Now, while I'm down on the ground, I got to back out. I'm like, okay, monitor beacon's still online, AT gun's up. I should probably rotate that out. I'm using the Greyhound to cut his fuel supplies out. We're slowly killing him out of this game. Every resource knocked out is a resource for me.
We're losing it.
Moving it on over. Monitor beacons are online. AT guns are out of position. Scouts are in danger. I'm keeping these guys alive, man. You know, they're doing their job at bleeding him. So, backing out. AT guns are shooting. I'm not sure what they were shooting. I thought they were killing maybe cover or something. I do get the wipe on the squad, I believe. I'm going to go ahead and focus them down. Boom. Another squad knocked out. I'm like, okay. You lost 2. You lost 2. That means I get more pushing power. That means that even if you try to Zerg blob me, I have more bodies to fight you. So, scooting our blob over. Rangers are veteran C3, 26 kills. They finally earned their Ranger tab, people. We got 20% damage reduction, 35% suppression resistance, and 35% weapon accuracy. Greyhound in danger. Askrins, never be scared again with Rangers on your side, my friend. Never be scared. There's the nade. I said, what are we thinking here, buddy? Literally no damage. I'm going to go ahead and focus the Askrins. I don't want them in my life. Askrins and cancer. Change my mind. Hellcat being opened up. AT guns out of position. I said, okay, time to Zerg them. Doesn't matter. Come on, give me the white, baby. I don't know. That was a misclick. I think I was going to go for the engineers because they were backing out. Ah, AT gun opening up. Backing the Hellcats out. Monitor beacon online. I'm like, okay, could I get an additional AT gun white? No, it gets away. Engineers are next in the chopping menu. Ammo still this AT gun after the engineers are dead. Greyhound pushing up. Cock blocking the cap. It's 42 points to 69. This could go in my favor. My hands are sweaty. Mom spaghetti. Oh shit, I could win this match. Filipino ready. Ah, yeah! Give me your... I lose the Greyhound. He came around the corner. I was like, oh, I fucked up. I missed that. Yeah, his tank, during the match, I was like, oh, shit. It zerged around the corner. Good job. Good job from Treadz. He baited me good. Riflemen were trying to get into this house. I messed up. I never tech nades. I couldn't... I'm not going to waste 10 fuel on the nade tech. This guy was backing away. He was going to kite me for days. I was like, I'm not doing that. Infantry assault online. What are we doing? Keep him off the points. Triple cap. My time to shine. Just keep away from my points. Back off. And my. You won't be taking this anytime soon. Rifleman drop a model from a very bad window. But yeah, you know, your Askrins are gone. You have Askrins. I recommend you get checked out for that. My doctor's got some pills for you. So yeah, we just want him out. I put this right here, so even if he comes at a base, there's 2 angles of attack. Hellcat moving in. Get a nice little shot. AT gun, riflemen are focusing on it. Knock it out. Big win. Perimeter monitor online. GG, well played. GG. I typed GG. I typed GG. You saw it. I don't want to hear it. I said GG. So, I don't know. The Steam servers could be bugged right now. The win is still not counted at this point in the match. Patch me up. You know, I was getting slapped. I lost against a Fallschirmjäger spammer. Rangers, I think Rangers with the bar tech would have probably done better against them. But yeah, the disgusting Fallschirmjäger spammer that's from Germany that, you know, the German, look, there's some qualities I like about Germany, but you guys will never be the fatherland again. It's over. It's over. Rifleman 47 kills, 2 Ranger squads end up getting 50 kills. That bar tech is what made the Rangers great. Without the bars, the Rangers were complete ass this entire game. And I was finally able to get them into position and put them behind cover, right? So I just let his squads walk into me. And with the perimeter monitor beacon, just consistently harassing him, it forces him to move out of the way. And my Rangers can face check him. Everything went in my favor. This is the real Treadz, I believe. So GG, well played. This is a tournament level player. I'm not on his level, but I'm slowly getting to that point again. So